All right, welcome back in, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here as we had a very exciting action last night in the Heat game. I want to switch things over to a little bit of fighting. We have a huge fight weekend, UFC 296, and one of the best to ever do it. He is going to be on this card. Big fan of this guy. I got to see him in Orlando almost a year ago, a little over a year ago, and was just a thrilling fight, Wonderboy. So thanks so much for giving us some time, man, and can't wait to see you in action again this weekend.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming to the fight in Orlando, man. The goal is to put on another show just like that this Saturday.
People are probably going to think like Wonder Boy, like this is a guy nobody wants to fight in Shavkat, but obviously you've been in there with the best of them. So when this fight was brought to you as a challenge, what was the things that went through your head? Because Shavkat, obviously perfect record. He's finished everybody. So what were the challenges that you knew you'd face coming into this one?
Well, when I first got the call to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov, I was looking for somebody that was ranked above me at the time. I'm 40 years old, want to go for that title shot one more time. And what better guy to show the UFC and the fans that I'm capable of that title shot than to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's tough guy, great striking, wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. Kind of reminds me of the Rory McDonald that I faced before. So I'm ready.
Do you feel like if you win this fight that you should get an automatic jump to the title? Because I feel like this is a guy nobody wants to take on, Wonder Boy. You're a name. You'd be fun against either guy, whoever comes out on top in the main event. Are you hoping a win over Shavkat should push you right to the top?
I mean, I think that would be cool, but I think that might be pushing it a little bit. You got Bilal Muhammad, who's been undefeated for a long time. I think he should probably get the shot next. But if not the title shot, then the number one contendership for sure. Whoever loses this main event this coming Saturday, maybe I look to fight in the future.
But and I say that because I know you're very nice, man. That's very known about you, Wonder Boy. But you know how this works sometimes. Sometimes the most deserving guy isn't the most fun guy. And I feel like you against Leon, that's a killer fight. You versus Colby. I mean, those are two well-known guys. So if you do something spectacular, is it just in your mind, hey, it's still another fight away, or it's time waiting, or is there any thought that maybe it could happen?
No, yeah, it definitely depends on how I beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. If I go out there and put him away in the fight, then we could probably be looking at a next title shot. That's for sure. But it all depends on how I perform this coming Saturday. If it's kind of like he goes the wrestling route and it's kind of boring, maybe not, but I still come out with a win, but possibly not. But if I go out there and do what I know what I can do and put him away and finish him, then we could probably look at it, probably a title shot, man. Like you said, you never know. If you go out there and put on a show, the UFC will probably put you up there.
How much when you take on a guy like this, but this feels like for him a very big step up in competition? What do you like to try and dictate to a newcomer to the big stage? Like, is there intangible things that you think can get to him that you want to show immediately early in the fight, or is that stuff overblown?
No, man. This guy's had a ton of fights and he's fought some really tough guys. And I think he's knowledgeable of the fact that it's not going to be easy. I think he's ready for a 3 5-minute round war, and that's what I'm prepared for. So I know it's going to be a gritty fight, and I think he's prepared for that. He's had some tough fights in the past, especially with Jeff Neal, who it went the distance, and he ended up finishing him, I think, late in the third round. So he's good with the pressure. He knows what the grind is going to be like. So he's definitely a veteran when it comes to that pressure. So, which makes it more interesting for me. I want to go out there and put on a show for the fans, and for somebody to go out there and finish somebody in the first round doesn't really make it that exciting. But with a guy like Shavkat, who's going to try to finish you, it's going to be crazy, man. Kind of like the Kevin Holland I'm thinking it's going to be like.
What do you think it is about you, Wonder Boy, that always freaks people out when they do fight you? Everybody says you're one of the hardest styles to copy. Is there something that is always you want to show in that first round that just throws people off? Like, can you give us like an insight into that as to what makes you so weird for guys to fight and makes you so difficult? It's such a hard puzzle to figure out.
Yeah, man, with my karate style, it's a little bit different than your Muay Thai or traditional Dutch kickboxing style, which most people, train for MMA. The karate style is a little bit more tricky and relies a little bit more on distance management and speed and accuracy. when a lot of these guys, kind of Muay Thai-ish, kind of Dutch kickboxing, they go out there and they slug it out, kind of like rock and sock and robots. Not saying there's no guys with finesse out there, but my style is a little bit more tricky, and it's just I feel like it's, people don't have that style to train with, so they're not used to it. They're not used to the different variety of kicks, the angle changes, the blitzing, the speed combinations, the dexterity in the hips where I can throw 3 or 4 kicks without setting my foot down. They're just not used to that. And if you're not constantly seeing that, it's difficult to prepare for.
What are your thoughts on the main event this week? This is a fun clash of styles and two guys you could face in the very near future. What do you make of Leon versus Colby?
There's a variety of things that I look at in this fight. Of course, anything can happen at this level. It's literally a flip of a coin. But if you look at the guys that they have fought, they both fought Kamaru Usman. And I feel like Kamaru Usman and Colby are very similar stylistically, and we know who came on top. It was Usman twice. And we saw that Leon in the first fight, even though Kamaru Usman was winning, everybody realizes, and if you face him, he's just as dangerous in the fifth as he is in the first round, right? I believe that Kamaru Usman was the stronger of the two. Better, I think he's a better wrestler. I think he's got a gas tank as well. Leon Edwards was able to defend the takedown, get back up to his feet almost every time, and keep the fight standing. So that's how he got the knockout. Usman is the bigger fighter, so I think that Colby Covington being lighter at a welterweight, he doesn't cut a lot of weight. He's going to have a harder time getting Leon Edwards down. So Leon will be able to keep the fight standing and pick him apart from the outside. So I'm leaning towards my man Leon.
Man, I mean, I'm just thinking though, Wonderboy, you versus Leon down the road, man. That's a hell of a matchup for a championship if that were to happen.
Yeah, man. Most of the guys he's faced recently have been grapplers. So we need a striker out there to really put on a show for these guys. And what better guy than myself than to fight for the title against Leon?
If it doesn't be title shot next, how much does fighting in Miami interest you in a few months down the road? We'd love to have somebody like you down here, man.
Dude, that would be awesome. I was actually out there for the Izzy fight, and it was amazing, man. Loved the city. The food was good. The people were awesome. They were hyped. And dude, it would be awesome to be able to perform in Miami for sure.
Well, listen, man, have a great rest of your fight week. Best of luck with the rest of things, and always appreciate you giving us some time, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime, brother. You have a good one.
All right, take care.